Welcome to the after show, ladies and gentlemen. This time there were no jokes in between. Usually
Actually, there
we
was
start
one
the after
coming.
show laughing our asses off, and you don't know why, because the jokes were so dirty we could not post them on YouTube.
Right. I was gonna say, you said the hits keep on coming. That's what Dave Justice said, but I won't. Don't want to go there. It's horrible. It's horrible. Domestic violence joke. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Wow.
Foul. Right. Sorry. Okay. If somebody have to Google that, if you not understand, just Google Dave Justice hits and see what comes up. It'll be interesting. I don't know. Also, allegedly.
No, I think that wasn't alleged. I think that was actually proven.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I think that moved out of the alleged space. I'm not positive, though.
Yeah, well, just the case. CYA.
One Mr. Soulja Boy is dealing with it allegedly. And I am so disappointed.
What's that?
So disappointed. He is being sued by his ex, claiming that he attacked her. He often, and in one incident, he punched her and kicked her and caused her miscarriage. And back in 2015, and she is suing him now. I mean, the descriptions of what she claims, there were other violent incidents, like in 2017. She says he flew into a violent rage, punching her in the face and breasts. She says things got so bad, Soulja security had to pull him away from her. There was another incident in 2009 or 2018, I believe, or 19, that was caught on camera. He's toast.
You think so?
He's toast. Yeah. This I think is a civil suit and not a criminal suit.
Right.
So he's gonna have to pay for sure, especially if it was caught on camera and there were witnesses to it. He's toast. But I'm surprised that no criminal charges are being filed.
Well, probably because maybe there's statute of limitations on it.
Is there a statute of limitations on? There isn't, not one on the R word, because if we say that word, then YouTube snatches us.
Okay.
But I
or the M word.
There's
no statute
on domestic violence, domestic battery.
There's statute of limitations for all that. Yeah. There's very few things there's a statute of limitations on. Or rather, no statute. There's very few things there are no statute of limitations on. The R word, as you mentioned, the M word, as we'll say, as in what's a good way to say it? To expire someone purposely.
Yep, that's very good, T. Very good.
Yes.
YouTube dancing there.
Yeah, that's what's up. Get my tap dance on. But yeah, as far as everything else, yeah, there's statute of limitations on. There should be also a statute of limitations on Why We Care. Soulja Boy and Bow Wow have agreed to do a versus challenge.
Does he have it and I'm not trying to be funny. Does Soulja Boy have enough hits to do a versus? I only know one song.
He got a few. I don't think he has 20, but he had one now. He's still current. I mean, he got a record out right now that's doing well. So give him his credit.
Oh, crap. In the state of Georgia, there is a statute of limitations on the R word.
Oh. 15
years on forcible. 15 years after the crime on forcible. 7 years after the crime if the victim is younger than 18 on battery involving intimate acts. Otherwise, 2 years after the crime. Aggravated battery involving intimate acts is 7 years after the crime if the victim is younger than 18. Otherwise, 4 years after the crime. That is shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I can't find it on battery.
I don't think there should be a statute of limitations on it, but unfortunately, I think in most states there is, which is why some of these cases that's come out recently about certain entertainers it's kind of hard to, they're not facing criminal charges. They're facing civil suits, civil charges, or public, public scrutiny, basically. You know what I mean? Just mess with your credibility, your livelihood, and not necessarily jail time.
In Georgia, you are correct. Voluntary expiration of an individual. There's no statute of limitations.
That's everywhere in the country. That's national. That's a national thing. No, there's no statute of limitations on that.
There isn't anything specific about, and I'm sorry, folks. I get curious and I apologize. Just ride the ride with me.
This is called the rabbit hole.
Yes.
I guess we can give some rabbit hole music.
There is no specific mention of battery, domestic violence, but there is mention of felonies and misdemeanors, and those statutes range anywhere from 2 years to 7 years. So 2015 to 2021, if it's a misdemeanor, it is outside of it. If it's a felony, it is inside of it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 7 years for felonies punishable by death or life imprisonment. That won't come to that. Felonies against victims younger than 18, those are both 7 years. 4 years for other felonies. So it is likely outside of the statute of limitations. If it happened in 2015, statute would have expired in 2019. We're now 2021, which is probably why she's going after a civil suit versus criminal charges.
Yeah.
Ooh. One little thing got me that curious and I wasted 10 minutes on it. My apologies.
No. Thank goodness for rabbit hole music. Okay. And we're back.
But yeah, I mean, he's got what, 3 songs at best? How's he going to do a verses with 3 songs?
He's got more than that. I mean, it's the question because he has a bunch of features as well, and I actually got into an but a back and forth on Instagram about Bow Wow not having 20 joints. You know what I mean? I'm like, he has hits, yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to devalue him, but I don't think he has 20 actual hits. Moderate, maybe marginal hits, if you will, but. I didn't keep up with it. And then, I look at it, the way I looked at it is I don't recall ever playing a Bow Wow record in a club.
Never.
I've played Soulja Boy. I've never played a Bow Wow record in club. On radio, yes. On radio is different. But in a club with grown folks, there's not a Bow Wow record I can think I've ever played. Nothing. No, not true. Not true. He had the one record with Sierra.
That was a good record.
Yeah.
That was a good record.
That was one. That's like one of my favorite ones of him. But it'll be interesting to see Bow Wow and Soulja Boy, do this.
No, it won't.
Challenge if it.
Let's be honest. It will not. It will not.
I stand corrected. Yeah, it will not be interesting at all. It'll actually be. I'd rather go back and watch paint dry. I just don't care. I really don't.
No, not even a little bit. So my man Russ.
Oh,
you heard about Russ?
I heard a little about it. I explain. You tell the story, and I have a little to interject. But I'm a dance as I talk about it.
Yeah, we probably should, because we've behind the scenes, folks. What you don't know is we've been trying to get Russell Simmons on the show since our 2nd episode.
Right. Almost had him. Got that close. And yeah. So
everybody is aware that Russell Simmons married Kimora Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when they got married, but they got divorced in 2009. She kept his name, Kimora Lee Simmons. I think she still goes by Kimora Lee Simmons.
Yeah, she was responsible for Baby Fat Farm and all that good stuff. She was beneficiary of that.
Yeah, she followed the J-Lo plan.
What's the J-Lo plan?
Get with a powerful dude and start a business like the one that powerful dude is doing.
Well, J-Lo had businesses and, well, she had her own talents and stuff outside of any relationship she was in.
She was like singing and acting. She got with Diddy, and I think when she was with Diddy, she did a clothing line. I think she opened a restaurant. I want to say pretty much every business that he was in, she kind of got into that business. Which, hey, cool, whatever. I'm just saying. Yeah. It was so much more I wanted to say, but
yes, folks, what you are experiencing right now is called tap dancing.
Oh, well, not that much, but they got divorced in 2009. They moved on. Mm-hmm. Everybody moved on. They have children together. Their children are adult age children, 21, 18. They moved on. They was living their life. Russ is doing his thing. He's yoga. He's cool.
Yeah.
I think she remarried.
Yes.
Or is in a relationship. Yeah, she remarried one Mr. Tim Leisner. Yeah, I think that's pronounced Leisner. Well, the two of them, Russell and Kimora, still were in a business together. They had a water business, a vitamin water business. Excuse me, can't remember the name of it. I was looking for the name of that business. But they were in that business. They both, he had shares in it. She had shares in it. It was just a thing. No problems. Well, Mr. Tim Leisner got into some legal trouble. And Kimora leveraged the business to raise money to get her husband out of jail and pay for his legal fees. So now Russell's share of the business is tied up with the government because it's being used as collateral against one Mr. Tim Leisner. Right. And Russell is like, we cool, but we ain't that cool.
Right.
I need you to get me up out your mess.
Run me my money. Run me my check.
My money.
Yeah.
Russell argued that his wife, quote, knew full well that Leisner would need tens of millions of dollars, $44 million, to avoid jail time, stay out on bail, and forfeit monies for victim compensation. He claims that Kimora and her new husband allegedly conspired with each other, aided and abetted each other, and together engaged in fraud by causing an unlawful conversion and fraudulent transfer. And they didn't even tell him about it. It wasn't like, yo, this is what we gonna do. It was just, she just did it.
Yeah. And so he sued. I saw a response from Kimora. Are you familiar? She basically kind of went at Russell saying that this was it wasn't true. Russell was trying to get press or whatever. Let me just pull up the quote. Because she said she was shocked by the suit, labeled it extortion and serial abuse. Our team is actively working to put the firm into his harassment, which continues despite Russell having fled the country. And that's the tap dance. I was trying to, because she put him on blast like, you're not even here, dude. Like yeah.
I am disappointed in her response.
Yeah.
Right? Because his allegations can be proven. Right? He said his suspicions were raised when his new accountants came across a, quote, substantial unexplained change concerning his stake in the business. And the name of the company is Celsius. It's a water company. So it can be proven. It's numbers. What she came back was shaming tactics.
Right.
that calling it abuse, calling it harassment, and citing his past troubles, right? Like that, those are just shaming tactics. It's diversionary to turn people's eyes away from what she did.
Exactly. Her legal team says, quote, this is an ill-advised attempt by Russell to use the legal system to access funds he is no way entitled to, and which his own legal team confirms Russell did not pay for. Russell's continued aggressive behavior not only blatantly distorts the facts, but is simply a desperate PR ploy, ignoring the years of mental and emotional anguish, gaslighting, and ongoing harassment he has inflicted on Kimora, unquote. The statement continued without giving details concerning those claims. Look, I agree. It's just like, yeah, look what you did. And not even saying what you did. Like, really, not even specifically going into what he allegedly did.
So let's contrast her statement, which was full of what Kevin Samuels calls sign language, shaming, insults, guilt, and the need to be right, with his statement. His statement, quote, I am shocked and saddened to see how your side has behaved in response to my repeated attempts to get an agreement from you to rightfully and legally reaffirm my 50% of the Celsius shares, which have been locked up with the government after being used for your husband's bail money.
Point blank states, right, to the point. Yeah.
No shaming, no throwing mud, no dragging nothing in, no accusations of impropriety from their marriage that ended over 10 years ago.
Right.
Just, run me my money.
Yeah.
And look, and I think what's deeper than that, I think it's more than run me my money. I think it's you and your husband are in legal trouble. By attaching the business that you and I share, you're by default pulling me into your mess. I don't want to be in your mess. Separate me from what you're doing, right? I don't think with him it's about the money. I think it's about some distance from fraud charges and what's going on with that dude. I'm disappointed in her. Not that I held her in this ultimate high regard prior, but you would think that when you get to a certain level of doing business and you behave in a certain way, and what's happening here is not that, right? It's just
No, I think ultimately he's going to win this case. They're going to have to run him his money and legal fees, whatever, all that, you know what I'm saying? And if her husband is called, if he's convicted of those charges, he'll be going away. We'll hear more about it. Or not. I don't know. It's one of those things that you care about, but not really. It's like,
Tim is facing federal charges.
Yeah, that's serious.
And Leisner pleaded guilty to criminal conspiracy to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act and conspiracy to commit money laundering in 2018. Yeah, Russell probably wants to get as far away from that shit as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see Kimora moving on with her life.
She's done it before.
I can see it going. All right, well, this is done. You look nice. You have how much?
Boy.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Something
else. I actually give a little more. Actually care about. Paul Mooney, comedian. Paul Mooney passed away recently. I actually got a chance to meet and talk with Paul Mooney on several occasions while working in New York, while working over at Hot 97. And he was very, very encouraging about me pursuing stand-up. And, he was one of the cats that, very straightforward, he was him all the time, right? Back then, he said, you go for a handshake or a pound or whatever, like, he's like, nah, I don't shake hands. That's how you get sick. And he gives you fist bumps. So if you look, there's very few pictures of him shaking somebody's hand. He would fist bump everybody. Oh, no, that's how you get sick.
You sound just like him.
I tell him. It's just dropping the voice. Oh no, I'm not with that at all. There's a comedian that does Paul Mooney very well, and I can't even compete. What's my? He used to be on Mad TV, and he did a whole thing on him. Oh shoot,
Aries or Godfrey?
Yeah, Aries Spears. Aries did this thing. Let me see if I can find it. He
actually became quite known for doing DMX impressions too.
Yes.
He's a funny dude.
Ari Spears, he did this thing. Where's it at? All right, here we go. Stand by. I'm going to play this clip from Ari Spears as Paul Mooney. And I think it was a really cool thing he did. So,
hello, everybody. Paul Mooney here. I want to say thank you to all the people that are blessing me, all the people that I know will miss me, because yes, you've heard the news. I have passed, and I was a goddamn genius. It's unfortunate that I never got the credit that you know I deserved. I wrote for Richard. Richard was my friend. I love Richard like a brother. Richard was a goddamn genius. But I wrote for Richard. I wrote for Eddie. You're a bad motherfucker when you write for other bad motherfuckers. But you know why Hollywood didn't give me my credit. I was too black, too real, too strong, and I didn't do soft shoe. I didn't do jazz hands, and Hollywood can't stand that. But everybody knows I was a goddamn genius. I invented comedy. When the first jokes were written on the caves and hieroglyphics, nigga, I wrote them. Those were my jokes. All those sketch shows, all of those jokes came from me. White people, first you stole niggas, then you stole my material.
Oh, and that would be something that Paul Mooney would say. Like,
would. Yeah. I want to play another clip from Paul Mooney. So when I got hip to Paul Mooney, I didn't really know who he was, right? I had seen him in some movies. He was in Hollywood Shuffle with Robert Townsend. There's a scene where he's like an activist in front of news cameras talking about Robert Townsend's character being Uncle Tom shucking and jiving for this part. If you've seen Hollywood Shuffle, you know the scene I'm talking about. But I still wasn't familiar with him. It wasn't until after going back and watching, like, oh, that's Paul Mooney. But I got hip to him from Spike Lee's Bamboozled. He played the character by the name of Junebug. He played a character named Junebug. That was the father of Damon Wayans' character, right? And so Damon Wayans' character had gone. He was okay. Just bear with me. It's a long walk, but I'm gonna get there. So, it takes place. Damon Wayans' character is this TV executive that got this show on that was really, really, really offensive to black folks or whatever, right? But he went to go see his father, who was a stand-up comedian. He was in town. He went and saw him and watched him. And then after the show, he went backstage to talk with him about, just life and things in general. And this is where the scene picks up.
That's a good woman. Good woman.
How did you end up here?
I got too much pride. Too much dignity, integrity. I can't do that Hollywood stuff, man. I can't say that stuff they want me to say.
It's got to be something more than that. I mean, reality. I mean, maybe you weren't funny enough.
You must be crazy, man. Didn't you hear that audience tonight? They were with me. They were with me, laughing with me. They got me. I'm funny as hell, okay? What you up to?
Trying to get my stuff on the air. Where do you go from here?
South Carolina, another little nigger club.
No, I meant in life. Where do you go?
In life, I'm happy. Got me a pretty woman. Got a little money in my pocket. Got me some tonic. I'm above ground. I'm ahead of the game. You know what I always taught you. Every nigga is an entertainer. The question is, what are you gonna do, Peerless? And one more thing. Nigga, where the fuck did you get that accent?
Why do you always use that word nigger so much?
I say nigga 100 times every morning. Keeps my teeth white.
God damn it. God damn. Too much going on. Yeah. That last line, though, I say nigga 100 times in the morning. It keeps my teeth white. That's some hardcore. And I don't think Spike Lee wrote those words. That was very much Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney.
Yeah, that was very much him. Like his experience with Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Where he was in his life or whatever case, that was, you know, for the most part, that was very much him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got hip to Paul Mooney. And then after that, going back and watching, realizing he was responsible for writing Homie the Clown, seeing him on the Chappelle Show as Negro Damas, or ask a black dude, you know what I'm saying? That stuff. He was very, very, so getting to meet him and talk with him about comedy was, I can't even explain it. It was so cool. It was like, it was just, the next best thing would have been talking to Richard Pryor, which I never got a chance to do. But that was as close to being, you know what I'm saying? As close to Richard Pryor as I would have gotten. You know what I mean? So, in any case, rest in peace to Paul Mooney.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end the show, man. I got nothing left.
Word. All right. Well, cool. Folks, we appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate y'all following along, man. In fact, man, tell a friend. Have somebody you like or even don't like follow us on social and on YouTube. Our website, of course, is unpopinshow.com. All our socials, Unpopin Show, at Unpopin Show, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And, man, we'll see you on the other side. Thanks again. Peace.
Peace.